Hey everybody, it's almost Christmas, and actually, we're here to talk about a comic book.
Merry almost Christmas, everybody.
You thought that we're going to talk about a different book, but it's a comic book again.
I don't think they thought they were going to talk.
They told me, aren't you going to talk about a Christmas book?
Do you guys know that we talk about just comic books?
They said, are you going to do a Christmas novel? They said, are you going to read Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol?
Are you going to read the Book of Luke?
Are you going to read the Book of Luke? Are you going to read Luke 2?
That would pop
Are you
off.
going to read The Christmas Carol?
What day is it?
There's still time. They did it all in one night.
It's Marley and Marley.
Oh,
The only Christmas Carol I will willingly accept on this channel. Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tales from the Long Box. It's the show where we talk about comic books. Today we're talking about a Christmas comic book. It's written by
Yeah, different one? Yeah.
Wait, no.
No. Written by Jim Morrison. Written by Grant Morrison.
Written by Grant Morrison and drawn by Dan Mora. It's called Klaus. It's pretty good. It's got a few characters in it, like Santa Claus. And who else? There's a wolf named Lily. There's a child. There's a lot of children.
Yes.
There's an angry guy.
With some, they've all got very
Baron?
northern names. Some of them I'm a little bit scared to
or
pronounce.
something. Really?
I mean, there's some wild names in that.
But it's pretty good. It was written by Grant Morrison, penciled, inked, and colored by Dan Mora, and lettered by Ed Dukeshire. This came out, I believe, in 2017?
Yes. Yep.
Right? 2017 is the original run on this book. There's been several sequels since then. It's kind of become like a Christmas time tradition that they do a one-shot every year or so. I don't think there's one this year that I'm aware of, but they have gotten together and done new ones since then.
Yeah.
But it's really fun. So this book is basically, to put it simply, to do a quick little overall summary, it's like Santa Claus is coming to town, the Rankin Bass thing, where you've got this guy who shows up, and in this town, there's the evil Baron who doesn't want any kid to have toys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's where the similarities basically end.
Crazy choice. It's like, I'm gonna be a despot over one particular thing.
Yes.
And it's that I don't want your kid to have his Simon.
Yeah. And it's also like, ultimately,
Your child's sit and spin makes me angry, and I'm going to take it and give it to my snotty kid. Says the Baron.
Is there really a reason that he does that other than just he wants to? Because the monster just wants... The monster doesn't care.
He wants to take away joy or something.
He just wants to eat the kids.
He's a multifaceted kind of
a
villain. The
multifaceted
Baron
Krampus.
is just lots of horns, lots of faces.
Yeah.
Like in Revelation. That's as far as that goes.
Great.
I found a pretty good summary. Can I read this to you?
Oh, sure.
Klaus by Grant Morrison, Dan Mora.
Okay.
Is a bold reimagining of Santa Claus as a mythic warrior rather than a jolly icon. Set in the frozen medieval town of Grimsvig.
Yep.
The story follows Klaus, a wolf-raised woodsman
Yep.
who becomes a folk hero after challenging a tyrant who has outlawed joy, toys, and childhood itself.
Whoa.
As Klaus secretly delivers gifts and protects the town's children, not protects against them.
Get back!
He sparks a rebellion against fear and oppression. Morrison frames Klaus not just as a man, but as an immortal symbol who returns whenever the world grows cruel and stagnant. With Dan Mora's vibrant fairy tale meets epic fantasy art, Klaus argues that generosity is revolutionary, joy is an act of defiance, and sometimes hope needs a sword.
Whoa.
So intense.
Pretty good.
Cute.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Michael, what do you think about this book, Klaus?
I thought it...
Merry Christmas, by the way. This is our Christmas special.
Merry Christmas.
Couldn't tell from our Christmas ball.
Wait, we have a Christmas ball?
Yeah, we have one big Christmas ball.
Wow, look at our one ball.
You can fondle it.
This is here, everybody. This is the one ball Marshall and I have between the two of us.
Yeah.
Anyway, I liked it quite a bit. This comic book specifically.
Yeah, our big red ball.
Our big red ball and the book that we're talking about.
Oh,
yeah, I liked them both.
Tell
nicely.
me about
it. Good writing.
Okay. Good place to start.
I like the writing part. Did you know?
Oh, yes.
I think it's a really well put together story. I had said previously, like, oh, there's no way that before reading it, I was like, there's no way that this inspired the Netflix movie Klaus.
No, and it did not.
But it's a little bit similar with the town where everybody's peeved. You know?
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of a typical because there is a degree of that comes from the general Santa Claus.
Yeah, but tell me why.
Well, just because that's what the story is.
You telling me that Saint Nicholas of Tyre was going around and everybody in his town was like just mad all the time?
No, I don't know. I think it's just the Santa Claus myth is that Santa went to this town.
Yeah.
Or what? I don't remember. What was his original name?
Who? Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Saint Nick, Kris Kringle.
That's what it is. Yeah.
In Santa Claus is Coming to Town?
Yeah, just in like the typical Santa Claus media.
Yeah.
It is Kris Kringle and he goes to town and he does come to town. And there's the Baron and he makes the toys and eventually...
because Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah, and he meets the girl and all that different stuff. So like that is a kind of like overall thing that's been adapted into a lot of different versions of this story.
Yeah.
Including the movie Klaus, where he is also kind of like a reclusive woodsman type character.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But not like this, where he is more of like a Conan folk hero kind of guy.
Yeah, very much like the Tuatha-De-Danann, I think is pronounced. That's how it's pronounced from Celtic mythology.
Okay,
I don't know. Don't try and spell that.
Tuatha-De-Danann.
Yeah, I dare you to Google that in whatever spelling you can come up with.
Is that how many words? Is
Put
that?
it right up here. I don't know. There's some apostrophes because it's Celtic.
Yeah. Are you sure that that's not some kind of medicine that I would see advertised on TV?
I'm telling you, it's real.
Ask your doctor if Tuatha-De-Danann is right for you.
Oh, 2 a day. That's good.
Yeah, every 12 hours you take one. 2 a day PM is dangerous though.
Tuatha-De-Danann, I think. Look it up.
Okay.
Those are like Celtic folk heroes though. That's kind of what this reminded me of.
Here's
there's
a picture of like
Tuatha-De-Danann. There's a lot of big, strong, red-headed men and women doing mythic things in those myths. And that's kind of what this feels like, even though I know this is like a different part of the world inspired this story. Similar stuff.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. I think this is really cool. And the way that Morrison kind of manages to reframe this thing as like a heroic origin story, as well as like a grand mythic thing rather than just like a story for kids is really cool.
Totally.
Because it starts out, I don't know, you hear the concept for this thing and you're like, oh, cool, Santa Claus comic, that's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
It's very good.
It is
like by the time you get to the end of it, it's like fantastic. I'm like fist pumping.
Yeah, every character has done something awesome.
Yeah.
Like everybody's had their moment.
It all comes around really well.
Yes,
and definitely. I'm glad that it was like, 6 issues? Something like
that.
Because it does give it time to breathe, especially when you get to like issue 3 or 4, I think, where you do get like a backstory essentially that explains that Klaus was found in the wild. His mother was like frozen to death and they found him and brought him into town. He was raised an orphan, became a captain of the guard, and then was framed by this guy who eventually became the evil Baron for killing the current Baron.
Yeah.
So he gets exiled, assumed dead. But instead he makes friends with the wolves and the spirits and stuff like that and then becomes the wild man and everything. Yeah. And it's really cool because you're reading the story up to this point and you get this whole fun thing of him coming in and deciding like, well, I'm going to bring Christmas, your Yule time, whatever, back. I'm going to make all these toys and I'm going to do all of the craftsmanship and I'm going to give the kids the toys at nightfall and sneak around and everything like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, cool. Yeah, that's what Santa does. But that's really as far as that goes and as far as you know.
Yeah.
But then you get that backstory and you see why he's doing this.
Totally.
Is because he has ties to this place.
Yeah.
Because there's a long, like, life-spanning story that's going into this that, like, if you adapted this, could be like a full multi-season series, you know, going into multiple, like the growing up of these characters and then all the twists and turns and the way that it all interweaves as it goes on.
Yeah.
Like it's impressive in that little flashback issue how well Morrison conveys who these characters are and where they have come from to the point that the last few issues managed to have the kind of exciting payoff that usually it takes something a long time to build up to then be able to do. Like something like an Avengers Endgame, spending 10 years doing storytelling to then be able to do all of these big moments. Morrison manages to do that within 6 issues.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's so well done.
Like maybe 200 pages of comic panels and that's it.
Yeah.
Like he just does it it's all so succinct. And that team, I mean, Morrison and Mora, what more do you want? It's like that is a comic dream team.
Because this is pretty early for Dan Mora.
Is it?
This is 2017.
When did he start doing his thing?
I mean, I started becoming vaguely aware of him around Charles Soule's Daredevil run in 2016. He did a few covers on that.
Yeah.
Which I think we might actually have around here somewhere.
Maybe.
In one of the short boxes, probably.
Oh, yeah. Look what I've done.
But he did a few covers on that. I'll post a few of them here. We talked about that on our first episode, our Daredevil episode. As I was rereading that, I noticed that he did some covers for that.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, I did not have any idea that was him, because his art has changed pretty drastically.
Yeah.
And I think the interesting thing about this book and Dan Mora in it is that it is him in full creative control.
Yeah.
He's doing the inks and the colors and the pencils. There's nobody else touching it.
Totally.
So it's really interesting seeing what he does with his work when it's just him. Because everything you see now, he's working, his colorist is typically Alejandro Sanchez. I think he is generally doing his own inks. I can't be sure of that. But even then, just seeing the way that he colors his own work makes a lot of sense for the way that he draws. It explains the way that he draws a lot.
Yeah.
Because he seems to really enjoy the coloring part. Like, it's beautifully painted. I wrote in my notes at one point, like, if you took the line art off and just left the colors, you would be able to read it. Like, it would be super readable. It's gorgeously rendered. And it really goes to show, like, the colors are so important. It won't be out yet, but I just shot a video talking about comics and everything like that, and why are comics unique, and why should you make a comic, and how do you make a comic, and stuff like that. That'll come out in January, I think. But part of that, I went deep into, like, color is so important, and understanding the lines of the person that you're coloring is so important. And for Dan Mora specifically, I feel like some people try to color his stuff really flat, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And here's a image. Insert tweet here, Marshall. This is something, because Dan Mora recently was just randomly getting flack. Don't know why. People
for his art or for
yeah. People were just hating on him out of nowhere. It's weird because he's crazy popular. Yeah. So he just, every time a new book gets announced, for some reason he's on it.
Yeah.
And we're like, how do you have time to do all this? Like, DC have this man chained to a desk. So it's kind of just like people are tired of him, maybe, I don't know. But then and I can understand that. But then people are saying that his work isn't very good, and I'm like, that's patently ridiculous. Yes. And the thing that I pointed out was from Night Fight, which was a DC KO tie-in.
Yeah, I remember this.
Great. Where Batman is fighting the other Robins who are now Batmans. Whatever, doesn't matter. But the colors on it are not great. And it doesn't highlight his lines very well. And then you compare that to any single page or panel from the current Superman run, which is also Dan Mora, but colored by Alejandro Sanchez.
Okay.
Gorgeous stuff.
Yeah.
And it's much more like this book. It's very heavily rendered out. It's like really colorful. It fills out the lines really well. It really understands his lines. It's fantastic stuff. So, it's cool then having made a point of making that example previously, going back and seeing something where he has full control, and that's how he does it.
Yeah, it's just so interesting I wonder how they decide when they're going to let an artist just have full creative control, like in Klaus, or versus, like when they're going to split up the pencil and the color and send whatever else. It's like, I don't know if it's like, does DC go, okay, we need somebody to do Superman, but we want to fill a whole 4-person team.
We want to fill a hole.
Yep.
I think typically it's more of a time thing.
Yeah.
Of just the speed at which you have to work to get a 22-page comic book out every single month.
You got
is a lot.
Yeah.
Where if you're doing a miniseries like this where you can work really far ahead of time, then you've got plenty of time to go crazy and do all of it by yourself and everything like that. But if you don't work fast, then you need to have a team. You can do your part, send it off to, say it's Greg Capullo. Capullo can do his pencils, send it off to Jonathan Glapion to do the inks, send it off to FCO to do the colors, and then that's it. Where you've got people on one part of the process not having to be too precious about it. They know what they're going to be doing. They've had the creative discussions and everything, and they just keep going. Because somebody like Dan Mora, it's not that it takes him longer to do all of that himself than it would for these 3 individuals to do it. Yeah. It's the fact that he's doing the pencils and maybe inks on like 4 or 5 different DC books right now, all at the same time. So being able to do just the pencils and to send that off to the next guy lets him then start working on Superman or Transformers. He's on right now as well, like tons of stuff. So I'm feeling like generally I feel like that's the main factor, is just if an artist is like super busy, has a really heavy schedule, then it just kind of comes out of necessity. And not all the time, like I have trouble thinking of an artist who does just do all of it and that's their thing. And we all look at them and say, wow, amazing, that's the way you should do it. Usually you get teams where, like the teams that I just mentioned, Greg Capullo, Jonathan Glapian, and until recently, FCO, working with the 2 of them as well. Jim Lee, Scott Williams on inks, and then Alex Sinclair on colors is another team that's always worked together for a long time. Ryan Otley and Cliff Rathburn, and then, gosh, who did the colors on a lot of, FCO did the colors on a lot of Invincible, but there's another colorist who did the best stuff, who I can't remember their name. Yeah. But usually it's a team, and I think most of the time it's a time thing. Yeah. Just the pace that it takes to get a 22-page book out is insane. Like, it's insurmountable, which is why, even talking about our Sherlock Holmes book, I have gone back and forth on, like, do I want to do the entire thing, or do I want to try to bring somebody else in to do parts of this and stuff like as well? Because
have you done that? Have you penciled and or inked something and then like given it to somebody else to do their colors?
Yeah, and like vice versa. Like I like insert stuff here, Marshall. Like me and my buddy Anthony have traded back and forth every once in a while. Where like he did a good bit of pencils on a Hulk, and I've been finishing it out, and I'm going to color it eventually. There was a Peacemaker that he did pencils on, and I inked and colored it. I sent an Invincible that I was in the process on his way, just the roughs, and he has been working on that. So we've got a pretty good partnership set up there.
Is it hard is it hard to like to give up control over like the finishing details?
Yeah, a little bit. It kind of depends on what it is and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because like Anthony's stuff is more full and complete by the time he sends it to me.
Sure.
And then like the Invincible, I didn't have a lot of roughs or even just pencils that I had available to send his way for him to mess with. So that Invincible that I had was like pretty rough. So by the time that he's kind of finished doing a more tighter look at it, it doesn't bear near as much similarity to the original version as the inking that I'm doing on the Hulk that he sent me necessarily. So I don't know. It's a weird kind of process of iteration where like if I had tighter pencils and everything, then that would be a different thing. But I don't know. I think it's down to having a collaborator that you trust and that you like their work. Yeah, I don't know. I think depending on who it is, you just have to have a good creative working relationship and figure out where, because even between you and me, writing and the art, we're vaguely figuring that out at this point.
Yes. When we get like down to it, like I'm sure there will be a lot more to do about like, this is not how, like I've played this out in my head where I'm like, I'm going to hand this off to Marshall and he might go in a totally different direction that I am not visualizing in the least when I'm writing this.
Yeah. And I mean, we'll end up like once we talk through it together, I'm sure that we'll end up doing some level of revisions unless it's perfect, which is entirely possible.
Yeah.
But some kind of like moving it around and saying, oh, maybe this piece works better over here and stuff like that. And, I mean, that's what my job is.
Yeah.
My full-time job. Like me and Dan are always trying to beat each other's ideas because we both want the best idea to be the thing that gets made.
Yes.
So it becomes like, this is a big aside, but maybe it's interesting to people. I don't know. It becomes an interesting thing where I think regular people, like non-creatives specifically, don't really understand that. And when they see that conflict play out, it's really confusing and stressful.
Yes.
Where like if you the Always Sunny podcast, the short-lived Always Sunny podcast, which I mourn every single day. It's the funniest thing.
Really funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yeah.
It's incredible. The fact that they just can't do it because they're too busy.
Yeah.
I respect it, but man, it kills me.
Maybe when they retire, like the whole
They better keep doing it.
all the cast retires at the same time and they'll go back to it.
Yes. But they did speaking of Christmas, I think it was a Christmas live stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was either Christmas or New Year, something like that. But they did a regular episode and then they did a live stream after it. There was like a exclusive for some kind of donors or something like that. I don't know. It was like a fundraiser. I don't know. And inevitably it got online in one way or another for everyone else to see who didn't pay. And there's a point where like they had been drinking to some level and Charlie and Rob got into kind of like a creative argument where I don't even remember what they were talking about, where like one of them thought this thing in this episode would have been better this way. And Charlie thought it was this way. And Rob thought it was this. And they just start going back and forth. And Glenn keeps trying to move on. Meg is at the table also and talking with them. I think, I almost said Frank, Danny might have also been there for that episode. I can't remember. But it was just this thing where like there's these people over here who are trying to keep this live stream moving and Charlie and Rob keep having this like intense creative discussion and all of the comments are like, oh no.
Yeah, they're falling apart.
Oh,
they don't actually like each other.
Fighting.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And then in that next episode, they sat down and Rob went, all right, Charlie. Like,
oh no.
We're not friends anymore. That's what I'm hearing.
Goodness.
But it's interesting because like I watched that and I'm like, these are two guys who they're really passionate about this thing. They really care about this thing and they want it to be the best it can be. They're not taking any of this personally.
Yes.
But they have their point of view and they want to push it a certain direction.
Yeah. They've been professionals and they've been pals together for like 20 years too.
Decades.
So
at
that
this
says
point.
something too, about how just like that, like not only does that work, kind of bond people.
Yeah.
But over that time, you learn how to trust the other person, the person sitting across from you.
Well, and that's just like what we see there is just an insight into the way that their writer's room has worked for more than one decade at this point.
Totally.
It's just the both of them throwing crap at each other and saying, well, what about this? And what about that?
Yeah.
Like, great. So, I mean, just having a dynamic with whatever creative that you are working with that is one that you're comfortable with and one that helps you figure out what you're doing is the most important thing. And I think to bring it back to Klaus, I think Dan Mora and Grant Morrison are a somewhat surprising partnership, but one that works really well.
Yeah.
Like they just have put together something really, really cool here. Dan Mora's art feels a lot looser in this. His stuff is a bit more tight nowadays. It's a bit more house style. It's a bit more like, this is the way that we draw at DC and this is what we're doing. But this feels a lot more loose than that, which is really cool.
Totally. Yeah. I was thinking about the end of the story. This is the spoiler alert for talking about the final issue.
James Bond dies at the end.
James Bond dies at the end. Sorry, Karen. Feel so bad for Karen every time we do that. Has
I
she
feel
actually
bad
seen
for
it yet?
Karen. This?
No, is she? Well, I hope she's seen this.
No
Has
Time
she
to
seen
Die?
No Time to Die? Yeah. Man, she might still not have seen. Sorry, everybody, but in No Time to Die, James Bond dies at the end.
It's the only James Bond movie I do not own.
That's crazy. Because you don't like it?
I loved it actually.
I loved it too.
Except that the villain was just kind of like,
it wasn't about him.
Rami Malek is just like, I'm a creepy guy.
Yeah.
I wear a long coat. I look like Dr. No.
He does. You know who else is a creepy guy though? Krampus at the end of Klaus.
Yeah, the scary monster.
This is the result of that spoiler alert.
Yes.
Krampus shows up. He gets woken up by the evil Baron.
Yes, so slight context.
Yeah.
Throughout this book, for some reason, the evil Baron has been having the people of
Grimsvig,
down in the mines, mining, chink, chink, chink away at the coal, and try to get to this voice that he's hearing, which maybe it's a real thing, or maybe he's going insane.
Yeah,
but
it's just him hearing it, and then the miners start hearing it.
Yes, so he was evil and is being further corrupted by this thing that is promising him things. They break through, and this creature comes out that is. They don't call it a Krampus at any point, but it seems somewhat like a devil Krampus. Like put those things together and that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it wants
got a big
to
goat
eat the
head
children.
or something. Not a goat head. What kind of head would you say that is?
It's kind of like a deer, like a reindeer maybe.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a deer skull.
Yeah. Kind of like a Wendigo vibe.
Yeah, like the
see this
Wendigo from Marvel Comics, like
this
the
thing on
Wendigo
screen
from
right now.
Wolverine.
Like Wendigoon from YouTube.
Remember Wendigoon from YouTube?
when he showed up in Klaus.
Guys, welcome to the Klaus iceberg, okay? We're going to talk about all of the deep
Put the music
secrets.
behind this.
It's
Wendigoon
going to be
music.
great.
We tag him in this.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, love it. But yes,
yeah.
he shows. So he busts out of the mines and begins terrorizing the town. And he just
Starts
wants
busting down.
starts busting it down.
Bust down, Krampus.
He hits the stanky leg.
Yeah, he's doing a gritty.
He twerks on the town square.
Whoa.
It's crazy. He's
Controversial.
like 30 feet tall.
Same.
And he gets out and he's like, I just want to eat children. I just want to like gobble them up.
Yeah.
And so he starts by taking the Baron's kid.
Yep.
And he just
Jonas.
Jonas, yes. And
Maybe
he
Giannis.
It could be, I guess.
Yeah.
It's northern.
Or
Jays don't sound like Jays. Yes. And then Klaus shows up to stop him.
Yeah.
The Baron gets peeved, comes up, stabs him. Looks
through the
great.
body.
Through the, yes, bodily.
Yeah.
Through the back, out the tummy specifically.
Classic.
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 He dies, comes back. Klaus does.
Yeah.
Through some magic spirits
Second
that
time.
he's friends with. Yep. And then he says at some point, I can't die anymore. He's like, whatever the spirits did, I can't be killed.
Yeah.
And he goes, he takes Krampus's head off. It's fantastic.
It's very good.
It ends up feeling like, to make another comparison, feeling like The Witcher in a lot of ways. Like it has
that last bit.
Yes, and specifically like it has the potential to be more like The Witcher in that those stories tend to be these like multi-generational things. Like Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher doesn't age a whole bunch, but he knows, he's dating one girl and he dated her grandma, to like 100 years ago.
Is he that old?
In a lot of stories he is.
I've read those books and I don't remember.
Because he doesn't age. He doesn't age. Witchers don't age. That's part of it.
I think they do.
There's something like.
I think it's just slow.
Is it just slow? Maybe that's it.
Yeah, because Vesemir used to be a young man and now he's an old man.
They're like They're
like an Aragorn. He's a Dunedain.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Dude,
then
quit
I hit this and
dingling
I go,
my dang.
Sorry. I'll try to stop doing that.
Okay.
Try to stop what did you say?
Dingling my dang.
Good. That's what I thought you
Quit
said.
dingling my switch.
That's what I thought you said.
Okay.
It made me reading that. I was sitting there thinking about like what further stories could they write about these throughout history? Because it seemed like it was vaguely on Earth. I think they make some specifically,
it is
like Earth references. And, even though it doesn't really mention what nation it's in.
It's some kind of like Norwegian.
Somewhere in
kind of place.
Scandinavia. Yeah. But it got me thinking like what stories throughout history would I like to see told through a Klaus story
In this style or with this character?
both, I guess. But
Okay.
with this character throughout history.
Yeah.
I would like to hear from you what part of history you would drop Klaus into and why. And I'll start because I have a great idea.
Should we say it at the same time?
No, we shouldn't.
Do you think your first thought? I had a hot thought. I had a first thought.
I don't think it'll be the same one as mine, but if it is, I will lose my mind, as I'm sure you will as well.
You're going to say like in 397 AD in Antioch.
No, because this was like 16th century. I think Klaus was older than that probably.
Doesn't matter.
like
He's
Dark Ages?
timeless at this point.
But
I read the first follow-up one shot to this, and he says something it's modern times, and he says something about like what year is it? So
he does pop up in modern times.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's good. I see. That's me having not read the follow-ups.
I just read one.
I'm going to do that these next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
My idea was put him in. I think it was the Second World War.
Nope. That's what I was going to say.
What? No, are you kidding?
The Christmas armistice.
Yes,
in World War
where
I.
they play soccer together.
Yes, in World War I, the Christmas armistice.
You
That was
were
my
not-
first thought.
Oh my
that was
gosh.
the first thing I thought
That's
of.
crazy that we both went there.
Yes.
Man, people have seen this live.
Yeah, it was in World War I because they're
so
both in
good.
the trenches, and then
Yes.
it's Christmas, and they're like, I guess did they actually play soccer?
They get
or is
out
that
in-
like a myth?
I don't know if it's true or if it's a myth.
Yeah, it
I
could be
think
apocryphal, but this is a myth too, so who cares?
Yeah, and I think there's photographic evidence, but
There's
I'm not
photographic
100%
evidence
sure.
of some sort, I think.
Yeah, and it's all them playing soccer in No Man's Land together.
Yeah.
and
They're all
it's
playing Halo
beautiful.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah. They got their TVs out.
they're all playing Fortnite.
They got LAN party.
Oh boy,
I think that would be really interesting. That was my first thought.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
because it's at war, obviously.
Yeah.
And so that I think would lead well into the weird demon figure like rearing his head again.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the stirring up whatever. I don't know. Maybe it might be a little bit too hot of a topic. Like you don't want to risk being insensitive.
People
by
might get offended about it. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand is still a really hot button issue.
Klaus could show up and save Archduke Franz Ferdinand,
like in Kingsman. Like you just bat the bomb out of the way and it kills some other people.
Crazy. Can you imagine?
I can't imagine.
Let's do it.
I mean, that's exactly what I was going to say. Is that would be an interesting one to see.
Crazy.
Like if we were going to move on to another period, because the one that I read, it was fine. I was not deeply impressed with it. It was just like, we'll bring in Geppetto and maybe he trained him because we make toys together and stuff like that and whatever. Yeah. It's like,
why Geppetto of all
and there's a witch, but it seems to maybe be a version of the Blue Fairy is the witch. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know.
Is it still Christmas?
Fine. Yeah, it's a Christmas story.
That's good at least because you don't want to put Klaus in non-Christmas. Yeah. Well, while we're tagging Wendigoon in this video, obviously we should also tag Morrison and Mora so that if they want to write another one of these, they can utilize our. But it's their baby.
We'll call him Klaus.
Oh,
it'll be German.
Oh, what a twist! What a twist on our World War I story. Like,
it'll be fine.
The heroes on the German side.
Pretty good.
Imagine.
So going back to the earlier parts of this thing.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting how instead of like when I look at this, like I said earlier, I feel like it very easily could have just become like silly Santa Claus story and you're kind of reframing it a little bit, whatever. But Morrison does really take this guy and turn him into like a mythic hero in a way that makes a lot of sense. And it's like an origin story in the sense of like, you think about the Solo movie, right? And you see how Han Solo got his gun. And you see how Han Solo got his name. The guy called him Solo. Wow, so cool. And how he got his ship. You get a lot of those moments in this. In his dice, yeah. You get a lot of those moments in this where like he is in the woods and he's making toys and like the spirits are telling him to make toys and stuff like that. And he says, okay, I'm going to make toys for the kids. Or you see that the uniform of the soldiers there is kind of like a Santa colored uniform and everything. Like
part of like building the myth. That
exactly.
Was cool, yeah.
And it makes sense then because he was one of those soldiers. So he brings it back and reclaims those colors. Yeah. There's when he is being caught on to, or they're catching on to what he's doing, he has to figure out like, oh man, how am I going to keep getting the toys over here? Yeah. And he's saying that in this great double page spread of him on the roofs with all of the chimneys.
Yeah, they're all smoking and he's looking out across the city.
He's like,
That's
oh.
Cool. Yeah.
So you get all these great little things coming together, even the coal down in the basement in the mines. Yeah. They call it a mine. Oh man.
That was really nice.
I had some pizza on the way here.
That was very Gimli of you, even the burp afterwards.
Never throw it off. I don't remember what it is. We Klauses are natural sprinters. But Morrison manages to do a really good job of taking these very specific elements of this kind of like Santa Claus mythos. And where's my thing here? Yeah, Morrison is, in general, he's a master of taking like iconic things and using them in clever and surprising ways.
Yes. Yeah.
Where like, not just iconic things, but like things from the history of a character. Yeah. So even looking at Morrison's work on Batman, he did the Batman Incorporated stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Where he's taking all these, I keep saying he. Morrison does go by they, them, but Gail Simone recently tweeted that she had talked to him and he said that he was fine with he as well. So just making that clear real quick. I am aware of that. Yeah, so Morrison loves the Silver Age stuff and brought back the idea of all these different Batmen from across the world. So he's bringing all that kind of stuff back into the Batman run that he did. And then you see that same kind of thing in Klaus, where he's taken all these different elements of this mythos and kind of making it make sense within this thing, but it doesn't come off in a way like it does in Solo, where it's just like, well, here's this thing and here's this thing. Like, we have to get all of this in here. Yeah. And it just feels like forced and annoying. This does not feel that way to me.
It feels very natural.
Yeah.
They could have just, it's like enough to surprise you, the reader, as you're going through it. It's like, oh, this is where they're throwing that in.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah, and it all comes across in a way that just feels. I mean, natural. Like you said, it feels like it just makes sense. It's not contrived.
Yeah.
You're not trying to force this thing into the story in some way. When he takes on the colors, and it theoretically could be a thing that's like, Santa Claus colors, whatever. But there's that little moment in there where it becomes a thing about reclaiming the way the town used to be.
Yes.
And there's a story reason now for it. And it makes sense within the story, where it could just be, you're all alone, Han Solo. It's like it could just be his name.
Your favorite part?
It doesn't matter.
You've told me 100 times that's your favorite part of any Star Wars property.
It is my favorite because of how silly it is. That's what I think. But Morrison makes these things matter in a way that something like Solo or some origin stories that go back and try to reinvent something just kind of end up usually feeling kind of hollow and pointless.
Yeah.
And retreading the same ground in a lot of the same ways, where this does not feel that way at all to me.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. There are wonderful parts. The sleigh showing up. The sleigh looks awesome.
Yeah.
It is so cool looking.
It's very interesting.
And
it's like a spaceship.
It is like a spaceship. Or it feels like Thor's goat-drawn chariot in some of the Marvel stuff, too.
Yeah. Morrison has always been obsessed with these otherworldly beings and cosmic beings and gods and stuff like that, and all of his stories. And it's cool to try to take something like Santa Claus and do that with it, where now it's like, these spirits are really weird and different and unique. They don't seem like your typical pagan kind of spirits and stuff like that. Like, I love pagan horror type stuff. I love that vibe. I find like the witchery type stuff. I think it's really cool. There is a good amount of that in this. It really reminds me of, what's the book series? The First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie.
Yeah.
There's that kind of thing. If you guys have read that, Logan Nine Fingers, there's a very similar character to
this guy. The blade itself, is that the one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
One of the main characters of that, Logan Nine Fingers, is a very similar character to this guy who's kind of like a Northman and everything like that. And it gave me that vibe a lot. But that has this kind of like wider cosmic thing a little bit as well that's just implied. Like, there's this thing that Abercrombie does really well, that Morrison also does really well, that is just this subtle world building with these small moments that, again, could so easily feel just like pointless and contrived. But because they're not hanging a lantern on it, making it a big deal, it just becomes like, oh, there's this thing over here. But it matters within the story. Again, that's the important thing.
Totally. My only critique, and we've kind of touched on this now, is like, sometimes
is that it sucks.
Is that it's garbage,
this
and I
book
hated
is
reading
terrible.
it. I don't know if you picked up on it, but I really don't like talking about it either.
Marshall and Michael hate Klaus.
Wow, put that in the thumbnail.
Clickbait article.
Marshall and Michael hate Klaus at 3 a.m. Gone dirty. Anyways,
I pranked my dad.
The thing that I actually could be a smidge better.
Yeah,
I thought, we've touched on it, is that between panels you get lost a little bit in certain spots.
Yeah,
it's not consistent. I mean, it's not consistently subpar. I guess is the word I'm looking for. It's solid.
However, there's small moments where you get mildly confused.
Yes, if you have to go back to a previous panel, that's not my favorite thing. That hurts the pacing just a bit.
Yeah, and this is early Dan Mora as well. Like his stuff now is very clear. Like it's super, super readable. And this 90% of the time it is. But there are those weird moments in this every once in a while.
Just figuring it out.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. Yeah. That's the one thing I would change, though. I think the rest of this is just a really, really solid, well put together book. It makes me want to go read the follow-ups. It really does.
I read the first one. I thought it was fine.
Yeah. Well, just wait till we write our fan. Here's the thing. We call it a fan fiction or a fan-made comic.
Yeah.
That way we can't get sued.
I mean, we can't get sued unless we try to charge for it.
True.
People make fan comics all the time.
I want to charge for it. No. But we'll do our World War I thing. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet, man.
Perfect. You got anything else to say about this really good Christmas book, including any if this, then that?
I do. I have some moments that I think are really cool.
Okay, let's have it.
I really love when the monster inevitably is out of control. Like the Baron thinks that he's in charge, but obviously the monster is just manipulating him.
Yep.
And he's so mad. And he's like, this is not what we agreed to. You owe me. That's what he said. He said, you owe me. I want what I deserve.
Yeah.
And then the monster
or
blasts
burns him,
him with fire breath.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
Right after
It's got
I want what I deserve. It's crazy.
Yes,
Yeah, I love
the
that.
closure
Yep.
happening in my brain there is
Yeah.
so good. Like I can hear that moment, and I can see it cinematically of suddenly like boom, now the flames are flying, blasting down at this guy until he's just nothing. And it's this what a great catharsis for this irredeemable character.
Yes.
Like they are in no way trying to turn him into someone who like, oh, maybe he can be good too because Santa says anyone can be what. Like, no, Santa has a list.
Yes.
Okay. There's a good list and there's a naughty list.
Yeah.
Santa is a black and white character.
Yes.
You get a toy or you get coal.
Although Klaus says there are no bad children. So I'm wondering if Klaus
Only
even has a
bad-
naughty list.
I don't remember what the saying is.
Bad
Oh,
parents.
there are no small parts, only small actors. That's the thing.
I've never heard this. It's a great say. Apparently I'm not cultured.
You're not cultured.
Yeah. That's great.
I love that moment. I think that's really cool.
That's a great
I also
moment.
love that Klaus doesn't ultimately, like he doesn't save the people all by himself. He's not some godlike character. He does inspire the people. Like that's the folk hero part, is that he does all this stuff as a man for the majority of this story. Like he's just a guy and he's going around and he's inspiring these people to fight back and then ultimately is like martyred essentially. And the people rise up and start fighting.
Yeah.
It's kind of a Jesus thing, really, because he
kinda
goes
is,
out
yeah.
into the wilderness and then he gets raised back
Yeah.
by these spirits, whatever they are. They say, okay, the world needs you. Your story is not over yet. You're going to go back.
Yeah.
And he does go back. It's like Harry Potter. He comes back and he's like, now I'm going to fight the big bad guy.
Like Jesus or Harry Potter.
Like Jesus or Harry Potter.
And
Yeah.
actually. and or.
One
as
or
it
the
turns
other,
out,
Michael.
yeah.
And I like that a lot.
Yes.
Like the moment where, the big Krampus is about to eat the kids, and Gunnar, who has been kind of the main kid's dad, he has been kind of cowardly and in the background and didn't want to fight back for most of the book. His wife is kind of like, come on, like, what are we going to do? And the kid is like, okay, Santa Claus, I love this wolf man. It's
Yeah.
going to be great.
I wanna go help
But he's
this nice
like,
man.
I don't want to incur the wrath of the Baron.
Yeah.
In this final moment, he rises up and he fights back and he jumps on the Krampus. And it's like, you get that progression and it's done really well. It
And he's
doesn't
like
just come out of nowhere.
He's like skinny and emaciated. And
Yeah,
he
'cause
can't
he's
do
been
anything.
down in the mines.
Yeah.
But he's like,
gonna.
I'm going to fight.
Yeah, he's gonna do his thing. It's so good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
The ending of the book is really beautiful. Let's see. Yeah, I love that Klaus doesn't save the people alone. Klaus is there to start changing people's hearts.
The cunning warrior attacks neither body nor mind.
Tell me how!
The heart, Osborne. First, we attack his heart.
They still have to make the choice to change. Morrison shows the slow change through characters like Gunnar Mikkelsen and his slow rise to rebellion. And the ending of the book is beautiful, solidifying Klaus as a man anointed to a higher position, a protector and hero with roots in a real time and place among these people. That's what I really like, is taking the story of Santa Claus and instead of having it be just like, what did I write here? I don't know, no matter. I really like that Morrison ties Klaus to this place because it turns him into this like legendary figure instead of just being like, here's this guy who was there at this time and did this thing and now he's dead.
Yeah.
Or now he's a Santa Claus or whatever.
Making him immortal was a really, really good move.
Well, not even that. I just mean like giving him a motivation to actually do these things rather than just, I'm Superman and I'm nice.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
Like,
I hear you.
I'm doing this because it's the nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, that's good, but like, that's not an interesting character.
Yeah.
What is that? Why is he doing these things? He's from here. This is his town. He's also doing it because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But he cares about this place, and that makes it much more interesting.
Totally.
And like that gives it, again, that kind of like Game of Thrones life spanning thing that then you get the other end of that, where he's like dancing through the years with
There's so many names.
Hold on.
It's like Game of Thrones with how many names there are in this story.
Dagmar.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that.
That's a lady's name.
Yeah, I would have thought.
Sorry to all the Dagmars out there that's your name.
We just lost a ton of subscribers named Dagmar.
Sorry about it. But he stays in Grimsvig until she dies, basically. Yeah. And then he's like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do now.
Yeah.
Like, let's go find out. Mm-hmm. It's the Bilbo thing. Like I'm going to went on another adventure. Like what's going to happen next? I don't know. How exciting. Yeah. Like that is the way the book ends, which is really cool. Like, and then you kind of get the implication of this, this like future of Santa Claus and these things that he does and everything like that, which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that a lot. Dan Mora, do I have any quick notes about the art? Hold on.
Whether you do or don't, we're going to assume that you thought it was really bad and you could have done way better.
I mean, we talked about the coloring and stuff like that.
I've already texted Dan, told him you hate it.
You told Dan?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, no. If I had to highlight a best issue, I would say it's number 4, which is when we get Klaus's backstory, where he meets up with Dagmar, woman's name, and she doesn't recognize him at first, and he goes through like the history and everything like that. And the art is really cool, where you get these flashbacks and the color scheme is very different. Like you get this very intense contrast between the present day and the past.
Yeah. And you're going back and forth page by page.
Like constantly, even between panels, you're showing different things in the past, which I really, really, really like. The paneling is really dynamic in that one also without becoming too busy. Morrison really cleverly weaves the backstory in with the modern time, giving the whole story context that changes how we read it. So yeah. Oh yeah. And then that's followed up with Dagmar then being like, oh, he's back. There is hope.
Yeah.
And then she goes off and tries to teach Jonas not to be a terrible child, basically. Yeah. And there's my favorite line in this whole thing is when Jonas's icy cold heart.
Tell me how! The heart, Osborne. First, we attack his heart.
Icy, angry, cold heart.
The heart, Osborne. First, we attack his heart.
Yeah, 3 sizes too small.
Yeah, she starts to basically like teach him how to play. Yes. And he says, "Mother, are we playing or something?"
Yeah.
And it's just it's very cute and also kind of heartbreaking.
Yes, it is.
Because he doesn't recognize what that is. Yeah. He doesn't understand.
Yeah.
And you get to see after that, like dancing through time part and everything, he's grown up and maybe he has a family. I don't remember. I can't remember if that is something that we see.
Yeah, I don't know if they include that.
But he grows up and he looks a lot like his dad, but he's not like his dad.
Yeah.
Like he is just a person and he has lived in this kind of joy and happiness that got brought back by Klaus. And
he's the new Baron,
really cool.
I think, right at the end of it. He's the Baron of the town at that point.
Oh, probably. Maybe. I mean, that would make sense.
I think they call him, I think Klaus calls him.
I think that's how the law works.
Yes. Seems like it to me.
Maybe.
but yeah, very cute that it shows his growth. Even, like at some point when the demon attacks, he as still a child, says, I know I've been spoiled and greedy. Yada yada. He kind of
take me, leave them alone,
to atone,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, which is very sweet. So he's got a great arc.
Yeah.
Even though at the beginning it's like this kid is a demon child. Goodness. Yeah.
This kid sucks.
Yes.
This book's really good. Dan Mora's work on this book was really instrumental in elevating his profile in comics. This pretty directly led to him working on Detective Comics. World's Finest is kind of the thing where he really blew up with Mark Waid, the kind of out of continuity-ish early days Batman Superman book, which is really fun. If you haven't read that, check that out. Here's a picture of that book. Boom. It's another book that really understands how to color him as well, his lines. So this book was huge for Dan Mora. Like it was really popular. It's really well done, obviously, as we've been talking about it. And it really kind of acted as an audition for his future work with the big two. And you can tell that he kind of knew like, oh, I'm working with Grant Morrison. I need to put everything into this.
Yeah.
And there's so many pages that I saved that are just like, he put literally everything he had into this. Yeah. And it's very cool to see.
Definitely.
Like I said earlier, Klaus is now kind of a recurring seasonal thing. Kind of compare that to like the way that the Long Halloween, before they made that book, they had those like Halloween specials every year and stuff like that. They've done these one shots for the last several years. I don't know if they made one the last couple years, but there's like 3 or 4 of those, and they're all collected in an omnibus now with like all of these different stories. But it's really good. It's really good. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. This book is really good.
What else should people read if they liked it?
I don't know. For comics, it's kind of tough because, again, I mean, we talked on our Q&A episode about how there's not really a lot of fantasy comic books.
Yeah, that's true.
So trying to think of something.
A lot of directions. We talked about Thor a little bit, like certain
some Thor stories, maybe like Mark Waid's Thor.
Yeah, a lot of the more
Mark
psychedelic Thor stories.
Thor? I know what I'm thinking of.
Which one did he do?
I don't know. Chris Samney drew Thor at one point. That's the run that I'm thinking of. I don't know if Mark Waid wrote that.
The God Bomb Thor is kind of this psychedelic thing in some cases.
Yeah, this is much lighter.
It is much lighter than, yes, you're very right about that.
Yeah, the only stuff I can think of, I suppose, is darker.
Is similar, yeah.
But, I mean, the only stuff I'm really thinking of is kind of novels for the most part, like The First Law, the Blade itself and that stuff, The Last Testament of Kings, those books, Joe Abercrombie books.
Yeah, all of the Witcher books too. We talked about that.
Yeah, The Witcher. There are some good Witcher comics. Andrew Sapkowski.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's the one.
Lots of interesting names today.
You ever seen The Ritual on Netflix? If you like
that's one that I thought of as well.
I feel like the horror and the demon stuff,
the kind of pagan Norse stuff is really interesting.
A really good one for that. Yeah.
Ooh, one of the greatest monster designs.
Oh my gosh,
so creepy.
Yes, 100%.
It kind of reminds me of the Krampus in this a little bit.
Yes, no, that's why.
Except for the hands and the stuff like that,
Yeah. Go watch Wendigoon on YouTube.
Go watch Wendigoon on YouTube. Read Wolverine's first appearance in the Hulk, where he fights the Wendigo.
Yes. Play Until Dawn when you fight the Wendigo.
Play Until Dawn where you fight the Wendigo. Watch that episode of The X-Files where they hunt down the Chupacabra.
Oh, great one.
That's what we say about that. Klaus is a book. It was written by a person and it was drawn by a person.
We did this in the intro, Marshall. They already know.
But everybody needs to really know it's a Christmas miracle.
Oh, good.
This book exists. You can check it out, read it. That's what we have to say about that. If you like this show, send it to all your friends.
Yes,
tell your friends about it. Thanks for watching our show.
Thanks for tuning in. We love you.
Tuning in.
We hope you have a great holiday season.
We hope your holiday season is the best one.
We know we are going to have a great one because of all of you that are our friends and our viewers.
Our friends and viewers.
We spend time with.
Next week,
we're going to talk about
Ray.
Hulk is great.
Ray. That's next week. It's going to be great. You can check that out. The week after that is Captain America White. And then we're going to be talking about other stuff. I think I might have that video that I talked about earlier. That might be coming out in that first slot there. And then I think the first thing after that is going to be Best Wolverine books. Love it. Something like that. I can't remember. I'll have to look at the calendar. Thanks everybody for being here. This is the Comic Book Show. Check it out next week. Send it to all your friends. Let your mom know about it. If she really wants to know about it, I would love her to know about it. Let her know that I want her to know.
Our moms are watching.
If she could comment and let us know, that would be great. Gamma, where are you? I know that you're still subscribed.
Shout out Linda and Karen because they're watching.
Linda and Karen.
We love you.
Get in the comments right now. Everybody in the comments, tell them what to do.
Tell our moms to join in the community.
Tell mom to join the community. Yeah. What do you think about this book? Have you read this book? What do you like about it?
Let us know what you think. Do other comments. Do all the usual YouTube things. This outro has been so long. Keep reading comics. Love you.
Good luck.